Birdman here. Alright guys, so today is 3/17/2015. It's about 3:50 p.m. I just came in from doing a little bit of shopping, and today was somewhat a disturbing day for me. I had to put a couple of people, well, one particular person in their place on Google Plus. And there's a buzz going around about Sir Elton John and Dolce and Gabbana. And I want to speak on that because opinions are like assholes. And everybody got one. So we're going to start with the nice things first. So, men, like women, have their toiletries, right? Their deodorants, their colognes, their aftershave shaves. You know, some men use lotion, dry hands or skin or whatnot. Ladies the same, you know. Most of the time, ladies have more toiletries than men. God knows that I need a separate suitcase for ladybirds to go on a weekend getaway. Okay, all jokes aside though, I'm going to show you a very small part of the colognes which I keep. There's just a small part, and I'm not showing off. This is just for reference for this video. This right here is a cologne. It was called Corvette. They no longer make it. And I'd be lucky to find a replacement for the very little that I have left. I couldn't tell you how many years ago I bought it. But I'm sure if I looked on eBay, it'll probably range anywhere from $50 to $150, especially if it's sealed. This is a Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio. Very little in the bottle, but I do have another full bottle. Some of you guys might recognize this. This particular bottle, it looks like a lotion bottle, but it's cologne. And it's a cologne called Catalyst. Not a very expensive cologne by any means, but I like it. I like it a lot. There's a place on the border of the Carolinas called JR's. And when I'm in and out of South Carolina, I'll go into JR's and I'll ante up on this one, Catalyst. And I will also ante up on this one, Liz Claiborne, for men. I like it. Again, those two colognes, not very expensive. Then there's Faithful Diesel. You guys can't hear it, but there's probably a quarter of the bottle left. I don't use it too often because it's really alive as a scent. You know, trying to keep a low key, especially with the wife. You know, I don't want to zing no ladies out there. Here's another one. Yves Saint Laurent. Okay. This one we all know. They cheapened down on me. They put it in a plastic bottle nowadays. But Old Spice is Old Spice. Here's another one. Okay? Gucci Envy. This cologne stems back to my whoring days. It came out right around maybe junior year of high school, going into senior year. And this is another one they no longer make. This particular bottle cost me $350. Again, I'm not showing off. I'm trying to make a point. When you like something, you save your money and you build up your little fund to go get that little luxury that you like. Then you have a split. And that split is when emergencies pop up. You have like the emergency fund. Like today I had to dip into it to make this video and to prove a point. I went to Macy's today. I blotted out some stuff that you guys don't need to know about. But there you go. Here's the date on the receipt. Men's New York sales tax, $84 plus tax. In the end, it was $91.25. Okay? And I walked into Macy's to prove a point and to make this video. And I spent close to $100 on this company. Now this company, I used to wear this in high school. I do not have another bottle in my collection. This scent is strong, loud. Gabbana, in the Greek language, I don't know what it means in Italian, but I think it would mean the same thing. Though it may be a name, a gabbana is a bell. Like it rings, you know, think about a bell, like in a church or something, a large bell that rings. Now, I went in there today, hell-bent on buying this cologne. I almost left work early. They haven't changed the bottle since high school. The cap looks a little different. For some reason, I remember the cap being a little rounder. That's besides the point. Now, what's happening? You got to show support, guys. You got to show support to companies and people who say what they mean. And they say what they think. And they know the reasons why they're saying it. Now, that being said, we're going to turn our attention to my computer screen. Okay? And my computer screen says the following. Elton John is boycotting Dolce & Gabbana for calling children conceiving with intravenous synthetic. Okay. I guess that offends Elton John, who is a homosexual. Elton John, let me just say it from the beginning. Go fuck yourself. Okay? I hope that offends you. Now, anything the homosexual community could do to push their personal agenda, because most of them are centrists. Okay? Most of them are liberal centrists. Now, let's scroll down a little bit. You see these particular humans here? You know, with the legs and the heels on. And they're holding babies in their hands. There's a toddler there, a little young girl. Get it through your brains. Women and women cannot make babies without men. Men and men cannot make babies without women. Let's get that straight. If you don't believe in God, and you're one of those people who believe in Mother Nature, the only thing that can make a baby is a man and a woman, or a male and a female, unless you're speaking of a particular animal. I think it's in the serpent families, and it's something called parthenogenesis. Okay? So, it takes a male reproductive organ and a female reproductive organ to produce an offspring. Intravenous, in vitro, call it whatever the hell you want to call it, a test tube baby. That is a synthetic baby. That is a human playing the hand of God and or Mother Nature. Okay? So, by definition, it is man-made. It is synthetic. Because you can come 50 times a week in your better half for 15, 20, 30, 50 years and be healthy, the both of you, and not be able to conceive. Now, Mr. Elton John, I think I said it earlier, go fuck yourself. The word synthetic, by definition, is something man-made. Then it is placed in the donor womb. Let's get that straight. So if the word synthetic offends you, you truly are an idiot. Now, Mr. Domenico, the Birdman says good morning. Mr. Stefano, the Birdman says good morning. Now, you didn't offend me. You didn't offend me. They're so proud to be homosexual. I'm proud to be straight. I'm proud of it. It's the way it's intended. It was Adam and Eve, for those of you who believe. Okay? For those of you who don't believe, and you believe in evolution, which I can contest, but I'm not. That's not the point of this video. Those of you who believe in evolution, you still had a male Neanderthal and a female Neanderthal. For those of you who believe in the Big Bang Theory, it's quite convenient how the Big Bang separated it, and this is the way things are reproduced between a male and a female. And that's where I will leave that. You see this lady with her bump on her belly? This gorgeous, glowing woman, whoever she is, needed a male specimen of semen to conceive this. Now, whether this lady was impregnated by the natural course or by a synthetic in vitro, it still needs this particular sex to birth that child. As Greeks would say, Kalia Lefteria, to that lady. Bianca Balti. Now, we're going to move on. I'm going to show you, see this guy right here? He holds that mic pretty well, doesn't he? Anyway, collectively, this picture can be very innocent. Theoretically, for one example, that could be a father and a son holding a son. Look at this kid's face. Even the kid knows this guy's a quack. Look at this kid's face. You're looking at him like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know? But if this is husband and husband, and they're holding this child, this child was adopted, obviously. So they were not able to conceive their own. It's not natural. It cannot happen. Still with me? Very good. Now, just like Mr. Elton John is offended by the word synthetic, I am offended that you are offended in nature. Capito? Now we're going to move on to the next page. For those of you guys who are atheists or have no belief in higher being, or more interestingly put, for those of you who have the belief in not believing in anything, we're going to get to a place now where you could actually just turn this video off. But for those of you who have a faith, Christianity, or you're Jewish, even Muslims, and God knows, and most of my subscribers know how I feel about them in the current state. But what is the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah? Now, this particular person who answered this provided some places where you can go in the texts. All right. Now, the Torah is the Jewish text, which is the same thing as the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. This person who answered the question gave verses, and some of his answer was a little abridged. Some details were missing, but that's okay, because I can fill in the details because I've read the text. Now, he goes into all of this, and he's talking, giving you things, but in the end, he answers it here. 1, 2, 3. In the third paragraph is where he answers the question, or she answers the question. Right there is the question. He or she reposed it. And now I'm going to show you the answer. It's a 5-word answer. Okay? That is the answer. It is condemned, literally, by fire and destruction to be that, or part of that lifestyle. I know it burns a lot of you guys, an alternative lifestyle, yet you want biblical marriages. That offends me, that you have the balls, you got the balls to want to be married in a church whose beliefs are that you guys are going to burn. You guys are dead. You're dead. Finito la musica. Okay? You don't like it because it fucks your head up. Because it brings you back to the place where you were fighting with your conscience. If it wasn't an internal fight, it would be natural. Thus, you are not born this way. You are converted, and that's my personal opinion. If you really believe that you guys are born this way, then comments like what Mr. Cabana over here said wouldn't offend you. You would go on believing that your same-sex partner just hasn't had the time to accept you to reproduce. While we're back on this page, I want to say something. Okay? In vitro, in itself, was created to help heterosexual couples who were trying to conceive but for whatever reason could not be afforded the opportunity through medical breakthrough to achieve a child. Because we can all agree that the whole world is under siege for population control. It's no secret that they want us all gone or minimalized. There's too many of us. They already refer to us as consumers as opposed to humans. Okay? This whole process was created so that a male and a female who could not conceive might have the opportunity to do so. And it offends me that medical dollars and research and breakthroughs are being used in a synthetic manner to produce children for something that looks like this. It offends me, Mr. John, or Sir John. It offends me. Let's not forget now that it is because of the heterosexual dollar or pound or lire or whatever other motherfucking currency you want to speak on is what made you. Because we all know the homosexual community who is fighting for their quote-unquote rights is very small. You guys like to think you're big. You want to give the impression that you're large, like the illusion of Great Britain. Great Britain is a little fucking island, bro. A little fucking island. It's an illusion. You understand? Or is it above you? Right. No. I ain't answering that. Don't worry about it. They can call back. So the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah lays in that highlighted what was the sin. That is the sin. Homosexuality. Okay? When they came for Lot, which it's missing in this answer. When they came to Lot, okay? Here. Genesis chapter 19 records the two angels disguised as men visiting Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot met the angels in the city square and urged them to stay at his house. The angels agreed. The Bible then informs us, before they had gone to bed, all the men from every part of the city of Sodom, both young and old, surrounded the house. They called Lot, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out so that we may..." It's a bridge there, but basically it says in the Bible, they wanted to have, as the man says, sex with them. The angels then proceeded to blind all the men of Sodom and Gomorrah and urged Lot and his family to flee the cities to escape the wrath of God that was about to be delivered. Lot and his family fled the city, and the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. Thus he overthrew those cities and the entire plain, including all those living in the cities. He burned them alive. But what's missing here, and it should be there, had I written this answer, it would have been there. Trust me. What's missing is that when this happened, it is recorded in the Bible that Lot offered up his virgin daughters, and they didn't want it. They didn't want vagina. They didn't want. Can you friggin' imagine? Imagine a father offering up his virgin daughters for fornication just so that the men would not be condemned by God. Do you understand? Do you understand what I just said to you? It's in there. Go read it. I didn't make that up. But it is missing from here. It's missing from this answer. The man offered up his daughters. Now let me tell you something, because I'm a male, though I'm married today, and my wife will see and probably hear me speak on this video. If I was a single man, and a man who had daughters offered me his virgin daughters, knowing that it was for the bottom line cause of sex, the only thing I would ask that man is, are you fucking crazy? While inside, my inner demon would be jumping up and down as if I just hit the Mega Millions. That's a true story. But I'm going to leave it at that. You can go test that. Okay? It's all over. It's all over the place. The man stood up for what he believes. And he defended Elton John. You know how stupid you sound, Mr. Elton? And those like you? You got any idea how stupid you sound? No idea. Zero. Because it only makes sense to you. That's the video. If Mr. Elton John is going to boycott somebody who has different beliefs than him, then he's a bigot. He's a bigot. He is trying to hold down a person because of their beliefs. And that, my friends, is also a form of racism. You are a racist. No one told you you couldn't go fudge packing all you wanted. All we're telling you is the facts. In vitro is a man-made thing in the hopes of producing this for heterosexuals who could not. You hear that phone? I'm going to put a 556 through it. Anyway, that's it. For those of you who believe opposite of Mr. Elton Sir Elton John and his type, I would urge and I would ask that you support companies who stick up for true traditions, that you support companies who understand the natural courses of life and their natural intents and why things were sought after to help mankind. There's nothing to do with gay rights. A man expresses his opinion. And you, in a bigoted and racist fashion, attacked them. I know everybody can't afford cologne in today's economy, especially a size like this with a price tag like this. But when you can, support a company who is proud of their traditions. You know, Italians have some nice traditions. Most European nations, true European nations, have nice traditions. Just like my country here, the United States of America. Try to support those companies and don't listen to these racist bigots. The Birdman says good morning. Bye, 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 bye.